my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is going to be a really great video. I'm going to be reviewing DC's collection of books. I'm super excited, actually, to get these books. I really wanted to give a quick thank you to DC Comics for reaching out to me and asking me to review these books. I'm flattered by the opportunity, actually. These books are really cool. I mean, what can I say? I mean, these are the books that are basically the foundation for DC Comics. Starting out with the one that's on top, which is Flash. So this is actually really interesting. This is like, if you want to get into Silver Age Flash, this is the book. I mean, this has all the original stories from his first appearance all the way into Gorilla Grodd, into like Mirror Master and Captain Freeze and Captain Boomerang. Just like every major story. You got these ones. You also got Kid Flash and the Weather Master. You got 123 mentioned in here, which is the first crossover between Silver and Golden Age Flash. I mean, it's like it's every classic story. Just like probably the best Flash book you can get, just because it has all the key stories. I mean, so that's the first book. I mean, it's just like an awesome book. Yeah, it's the finest Flash, the Human Thunderbolt. You got Fox, Infantino, Broom. And in this one's more interesting. This is more modern. So we got Wonder Woman, Origins and Omens. This one was interesting because it's more the modern stuff. So I'm not sure which series this is for Wonder Woman, but this is the later series, and the artwork is phenomenal. I do love the Silver Age Flash, and I do love the Golden Age stuff, but some of this modern stuff is quite nice. The artwork is just quite brilliant. I don't know who are all the artists involved. It's like just really good stuff. I mean, look at this cover. Just really cool stuff. I like the fact that you got the complete stories. You got some Power Girl stuff going on here. So this is the stories from these books. Just really great. I'm a big Wonder Woman fan, so I'm sort of partial to this anyways. I haven't actually read much of the modern Wonder Woman, so this is kind of funny because this is an opportunity for me to sort of get caught up on more of the modern stuff. So you have these are from 2007 era to 2008. I don't know how many books are in here because it's a lot of books. It goes right up to 2009. And it's just like really cool stuff. At the very back of these books is kind of interesting too, because you can see like it shows the other books that are in the series. And they gave me the whole complete series actually, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm probably gonna read these actually. I've already started reading the Flash one because there was a bunch of stories that I hadn't had a chance to read. I'd already read the first, like, of the Silver Age, at first maybe 5 or 6 issues. Now I've been trying to read up on the Mirror Master and all those ones. This I have no clue. This is me just, I'm going to be reading this and enjoying it. The format is really good. The page quality is awesome. It's just really easy to read. So yeah, just a good one. The next one is interesting. So this is Justice League of America, the Bridge Between Earths. So we got, Matt would be the one that would get me on this one, but it's Earth 1 and Earth, I always forget which Earths, but you got the modern versus the Golden Age Earths. I always forget the numbering of the Earths, but it's really cool to see, like, Our Man and Wildcat and I think that's Midnight and Hawkman, versus the more modern takes or more modern characters. Actually, these characters all appeared in the Golden Age too, but the modern versions of them. But this really gets a lot of the Silver Age stuff as well. I like the Silver Age stories. I'm enjoying them more and more as I read more and more Silver Age. But this has like a whole bunch of stuff in it. So it says that it captures the years of 1968 or 66 to 1969. So it's really capturing that Silver Age classic, Justice League of America stuff. So the go-go checks are in here, which is awesome. And the cool thing is it has all the Zatanna stuff. So Zatanna kind of made her storyline kind of goes from Hawkman into Justice League. She really makes her first full cover appearance in a Justice League of America here. And it's actually, this is the story for it, which is really cool. I was just talking about this story recently, and now I have now I have the book to read it from. So very cool. I'm really excited to read that. Because it's a story that goes through several books. In the Hawkman one, we just sort of get a quick introduction to Zatanna, and she's kind of a divided character. She's in two different spots, and they kind of re-merge her together, and you learn that she's like trying to find her father. And it's just a story that it carries through to, is it Adam? I believe it's Adam next. And then it goes into Justice League. So it's really interesting, her Silver Age appearance. So you get that, and you get all these other cool Justice League stories. Just really awesome stuff. So I'm really looking forward to reading this more. And the format's great. I mean, it's, what can I say? It's really, really cool. So you get some really great artwork. I mean, this shows you how awesome the artwork was in the Silver Age. I mean, the modern one was pretty awesome too, but, these are all the best, the best of the best for DC. And you can see that, And I like the way that they have this sort of appendix, table of contents, where you can see what books are featured in this omnibus. And, it's like Justice League 45 all the way to Justice League 72. So just a really nice little run of Justice League stories. Now, this next one is really interesting. That I haven't actually read this next story either, because I've been focusing on reading a lot of the Silver Age and Golden Age. But this is like one that I really do want to read. This is Finest Batman, and it's year 1 and 2. This is like that early Batman. So if you liked the recent Batman movie with, what's his name? The guy from Twilight. I forgot his name. Then you'll probably like this series. Basically, it sort of captures that early Batman where he's just starting to figure out how to be a Batman. And this is that story. So year 1 and 2. But man, look at this, some of the stuff in this. Look at this artwork. Really great splash page where you see all the the villains going in Batman. This is really interesting because it's ones that I haven't necessarily read. And it's just a interesting time period for Batman, where you get to see early Batman and get a sense of him as a character and how he became the Dark Knight that we know now. Also, it features, this is kind of cool, it features the first appearance of Magpie, which is the very first story in this book. I think that's really interesting. So it goes from Batman 401, and then it doesn't just stay in the Batman title. It kind of goes between multiple titles. It goes through Batman and Detective Comics, and it just gives you the full storyline for year 1 and year 2, which is really cool. Sometimes it's nice to just have it kind of put it together so you get the full sense of the story rather than trying to like put all those pieces together. It's all the pieces are put together for you, and you actually know like chronologically which books to read. So it's all together. That makes it very much easier. This last one though, this is the one that of all the books, this is the one I like the most. Only because finding copies of the books inside of this is really hard. It's like I'm a golden age collector. These are hard books to get. This is Superman Finest, Finest Superman, the first superhero. And this is the book where you get like all those early actions. Like most people probably aren't familiar with all those actions because they're just incredibly hard to find. Even finding digital copies online, quite hard. So to have it all in one book, very useful. The interesting thing about this is what Matt was telling me. Actually, Matt likes comics. He was telling me something very interesting. I have to verify this, but he was saying that the original Action Comics, when they produced it, they didn't have all of the pages. This first page was not included in the first Action Comics. It was only when they reprinted it in Superman 1 that they were able to have this first page. So if you buy Action 1, you'll be without one page. But this page is actually super important because it gives you just a very quick synopsis of Superman's skill sets. So I'll just quickly read it. When maturity was reached, he discovered he could easily leap okay, sorry, it's kind of written weird. Leap 1/8 a mile. So they actually give numbers to how much he can do. It's just really weird. So 1/8 of a mile, hurdle a 20 building story, raise tremendous weights, run faster than an express train. I always thought it was a locomotive, but it's the express train. And that's nothing less than bursting. A bursting shell could penetrate his skin. Nothing less than a bursting shell could penetrate his skin. So he wasn't completely invulnerable. So this is the interesting thing. So you got like them sort of giving very quantifiable skill sets to Superman. And the interesting thing about it is they show kind of scientifically how Superman's powers kind of relate. And they talk about the scientific explanation of Clark Kent's amazing strength. And they show an ant, the idea of an ant and how it can lift 10 times its weight or 100 times its weight or something like that. The lowly ant can support weights hundreds of times its own. The grasshopper leaps what to a man would be a space of several city blocks. So they kind of explain him in that way that you get that kind of early explanation of his powers and how powerful they were. Now the other interesting thing is this is a reprint of the original way that they drew Superman. And originally they didn't really have a sense of how Superman's chest would look in terms of the S. So you see it like where it's just like a yellow triangle with the S on it. It was only later that they really kind of decided on the way that should look. And here's the classic thing here. But the cool thing is in this book, they also reprint. It's not just like the early actions. They also reprint a very important book, which is Superman at the World's Fair. Now that's a very key book because it's the one where the Sandman makes his first appearance. And if I go to that page 170, just a sec here, I just want to show you it because it's really cool. 170. So this is like a, you know, if you want to get the best Superman stories, this is it. So yeah, so this is the book. New York World's Fair. And you can see there's the Sandman right there. So it has the Superman story from that. And actually, the funny thing is, on the cover, you'll notice, I'm not sure if I can show it. Yeah, see, look, Superman's blonde on the cover, but inside he's the Superman we know with the dark hair. But I just think it's interesting that he's blonde on the cover. The colorists were not very consistent. And let's see, does it show the Sandman story? It's really interesting to see these ones. No, it just does the Superman story, which is cool, but I would love to have seen the Sandman story as well. But it also reprints Superman #1. And obviously it's going to show the different origin story for Superman. So it's very cool. I mean, these books are quite long. You know, because it does capture a lot of the Superman ones. So these are 580 pages. It's like crazy. So, you know, if you want to, you know, really dip your toes into Superman, well, this is like dipping your whole body into it. You got every major classic Superman story from the Golden Age in here, which is kind of cool. The interesting thing about Superman, when they originally did him in the Golden Age, the books were up till Superman 1 at that time. They were all anthologies. So what happens is you get like Superman stories, you get other stories, and it's all over the place. You know, like with Superman stuff, it was like, you know, kind of like these action stories, like adventure and stuff like that, mixed in with Superman just being one of the various stories inside. Well, this book kind of strips away all the ones that we might not be as interested in, and just puts all the Superman stories together. So you get, you know, a nice complete version of the Superman saga. Just a really cool book. I want to say thank you for DC to consider me as somebody to review these. I hope my review has been interesting. I definitely recommend these books. You know, they're fairly affordable. If you think about it, they're like $40 US per book, but they're 500 pages. You know, if you do the monetary value of the books that are inside, probably a lot higher than that. Like, you know, Superman 1 would probably be in the millions. So yeah, so this is a much more affordable way of reading all of those books and having them all together. So really great collection. Definitely recommend it. It also has the very first appearance of Lex Luthor, which is cool. Yeah, so just a really cool series of books. Definitely recommend them. So yeah, so thanks again, DC, for considering me for this review. I hope everyone that is watching enjoys this review. And thanks again. Bye for now.